Hi there, I'm Natalie, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a campaign in Overloop AI and share some best practices with you. So the first thing you can do is click on the button New Campaign at the top right of the screen. As you'll see at the top of the screen, the creation of a campaign consists of 3 steps, right? The first step is going to be the pitch, where you explain to AI what it is that you do and that you offer at your company. The second step consists of the prospects. So it's going to be about narrowing down the prospect pool and choosing your audience for this specific campaign. And lastly, the sequence is where you'll be able of choosing the amount of follow-ups you want, the waiting times, and also the writing style. Now, let's have a look at the pitch first. Here, what we offer you is essentially a shortcut for this. So you can put your website and simply click on Next. What happens then is that AI will go onto your website and will automatically scrape the information to try and understand what it is that you do so that it can actually pre-fill these 4 fields here: the selling description, the pain points, the features, and the proof points lastly. For any of these, you can simply click and edit as you wish, and then click on Save so these edits are taken into account. There is a 5th field, which is optional, and you can fill that one in. For instance, if you want to promote an event, you can simply put the link of that event here, and the messages will take that into account. Now, moving forward to the second step. The second step will consist of defining your prospect pool. You can choose to upload a CSV if you have one. Now, the main use of Overloop AI is also to do this prospect sourcing through our database. So we'll do this in this example. You have quite some filters that you can fill in to really go and narrow down that prospect pool. So for this example, for Overloop, I will be interested in targeting SMEs. So for me, what could be interesting are CEOs, owners. Sales and marketing is also interesting for us. And what I could, for instance, do is ensure I do not have any interns. So I can click on that term again and it will turn red, excluding the term. Secondly, there's the locations. Now, here in this case, you'll see that there's a lot of granularity. I will go for California in this case, and I'll be sure, as you can see here on the right-hand side, to click on the state. Now, for the industries, there's a whole lot of them. These are an exact copy of LinkedIn industries. When clicking on an industry, you'll see that you get a new drop-down with the sub-industries in that, so there's a lot of granularity here as well. In our case, for Overloop, the industry doesn't really matter, so I'll simply remove the industry here. Now, lastly, the company size. Pretty straightforward here. For us, the SMEs are interesting since we have just launched some self-serve plans, so I will choose these options all the way up to 200 employees. All right. Now, on the right-hand side, you can see that we get an estimation of the size of the prospect pool. Here we have 473,000 prospects. It's quite big, but I'll keep it like this for this example. Now, generally, this is enough. All right. These filters are sufficient to narrow down your prospect pool. If you want, though, there are more fields available if you really need to go more niche on certain aspects. Now, moving forward to the last part. The first choice to make here for the sequence is whether you want it to be email only or also adding the multi-channel aspect by connecting LinkedIn as well, which I'll do for this example. It's definitely a best practice for some of the campaigns. All right. As you can see here on the left side, I connected multiple email addresses. There's the overloop.com and overloop.eu email address. This is definitely best practice as well, since outreach and outbound is essentially a numbers game. So you want to get that volume and those extra numbers, extra emails that are being sent out. Now, going to the last step. On this page, there's a lot of information because you'll be able of choosing quite some different things. All right, you'll see in the center, there's an example of a message for Tyler Sickmayer in this case. And this is simply to help you visualize how the messages will look like. First thing we can have a look at is here on the left-hand side. You'll see that you can define the amount of follow-ups. So you can simply click on the plus if you want more follow-ups, as well as the waiting times between each email. For instance, here for the last one, you can go all the way up to 100 days, which I'll do because I like sending that last email later on. Now, on the right-hand side, you'll see that you have quite some options in terms of writing style. So the campaign settings, the language, tone of voice, etc., etc. And then below that, you'll see that per email, you also have extra options. For instance, for the first email, you can choose a subject line or also some storytelling frameworks. If you go down to a first follow-up, you'll see that here as well, there are some styles of follow-ups, for instance, the right contact, which will ask to forward to the right person within the organization. Now, once you play around with that and find what you think will resonate with your audience, you can simply click on next, give it a name, for instance, USA SMEs, and click on next, and finally activate the campaign. This will not send out any emails, it will simply start fetching some prospects, which is what we want it to do. In another video, I'll continue explaining a bit more about this dashboard, but for now, thank you for listening, and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Bye-bye.